Right, Big Zeke's Fresh Prince of Halsden. So he put on an event on the weekend, giving back to the community, which was marred kind of by a little scuffle that happened. There's like a little altercation which got caught on camera because DJ AG was there doing a good thing, and there was a scuffle in the background. But what's happened is, because it was live, it went viral for the fact of the Arms House. However, it detracted from so much of the good that he did. Now, I was trying to look through the numbers, and I looked for the numbers, so which I can't find now. But he gave away free meals, free clothes, as in to people that needed them in the community. He gave away trainers. He gave away sporting gear. No money, but just stuff that people needed. But none of that was covered. The only reason it was covered or brought up was the fact. The only reason it was brought up because people saw that people were focusing on the violence. Now, I even saw people just Arms House at AG singing Halsden, and people said, "Oh, what Halsden? You can't behave." Like, it's an isolated incident, and what that leads me into is, they could have focused on something like Ascot. So Royal Ascot, nice, pristine event, apparently, but there's Arms House in there. So by my stats, I'm going by last year because they haven't totaled up 2025 stats, but in 2024, there were 36 arrests due to violent conduct, drunken disorderly behaviour, use of drugs. Now, they're saying, the powers that be are saying that is a minor, considering there's 250,000 people that are in attendance over the course of that period in time. Which then leads me on to, what's the biggest event in London?
Carnival.
Notting Hill Carnival, where how many people attend?
2 million.
Over a million.
Over the weekend.
2 million. Last year, over the weekend, was 2 million people. There was, let me just double check this. So there was 349 arrests due to different things. And yes, there were two murders. So if you do the math, so 349 divided by 2 million times by 100 gives you about 0.01745% of incidents that happen at Carnival, which is very, very low. But there is still calls to ban Notting Hill Carnival now. Even to the point where, I don't know if you saw last week, there was this thing on lots of social media and on GM News, is it GM News, where they were saying, GB News, where they're saying, you lot are struggling for funding, but they're trying to defile Carnival. What's your thoughts on that? Should Carnival be a thing which is gone because of the potential risk, considering you've got Ascot, you've got Glastonbury, which is kicking off today, is it, or tomorrow?
I think it was yesterday. It might be yesterday. Open the gates yesterday.
Should it be scaled down? Should it just be rolled with?
Well, I'll be honest with you. That statement there, especially between the probably four of us in here, it's a non-starter. No one's going to say it should be banned.
But so then you're on the other side. So then give the case for the other side is the whole point.
Of why it shouldn't be banned.
Yeah.
I mean, your numbers was one thing alone. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not that type of situation when it goes to Carnival. And Carnival, again, is for us to enjoy and I suppose celebrate our culture. So it's a non-starter for the people in this room. I went to Ascot, funny enough. Ascot was a great event and we fully enjoyed ourselves down there. It's not what it used to be or what it was or it's perceived to be in certain lights.
What do you mean?
In the sense of it's more for the rich white folk, I suppose.
That's what it's for?
No, that's what it was perceived to be for.
Right, sorry, okay.
So horse racing and whatever else not. It's changed a bit. There is obviously horse racing down there, which is really nice and really enjoyable. And it's about dressing up and it's about, obviously they've got music down there and culturally it's changed. Do you know what I mean? It's now more diversified and a lot of everybody's going down there.
Right, so what's your thoughts?
I totally disagree. I think you may perceive it to have been changed and whatnot. And it's like Carnival. And I like the fact that you brought Carnival. We all of us here could go to Carnival and we can all come back to the next podcast and explain our experiences and it can be totally different. Rain could have gone to a stage, listened to Bashment for the whole 2 days. Tongo could have got run over by a truck because you could have got lost and didn't see none of it. Citrus could have got drunk. What I'm saying is the event
We'll get drunk.
will get drunk. Just saying.
On
Just
the
saying.
creeper.
Yeah.
On the gully.
Sorry, why am I gonna be injured and everyone just do happy? I don't understand.
You're the slowest.
I'm the slowest.
You're the brother.
I mean,
Anyway,
Yeah, go on. We're gonna go to see. Just the Wiley.
probably would be.
go on. So for me, when I look at it, I'm like, well, the event, when you're talking about it, the fact that you said there was horse racing kind of proves my point, because it was like, oh yeah, we had a great time, we had a party and whatnot, and there was horse racing. The event is a horse racing event. That is the main focus why people go there. They go there to bet on horses. The Queen has a horse running there. Sorry, the King has a horse running there. People of that ilk and that environment have their horses running. That's what they go there to do. You come in to party in the corner over there or do whatever you're doing is not the main event.
Have you been?
No, I haven't been.
Well, the point is, it's changed. I actually said that.
So there's no horses running.
No, I never said the horses weren't running.
So you don't
but there are different enclosures, all right, that do parties. Most of the other enclosures, I go to one side, all right, man, I'm on this side of the room, all right. I've actually been to the Windsor enclosure. There are other enclosures, all right, they're actually doing parties and enjoying themselves as well. It's an event, and it's an event with music.
Ascot? What is Ascot?
It's a horse racing event.
Okay.
So it's a horse racing event. But I mean, you go to a horse racing event and they've got music and they've got alcohol. Do you know what I mean? Does it mean it's a drinks event? Or does it mean it's got drinks, it's got alcohol, it's got raving, it's got music, it's got people that dress up and it's an occasion. It's something that's nice to go to. So when me sitting there saying to myself, oh yeah, that how it's not diversified, it's diversified, it's changed. Do you know, it's changed from what you sit there and stand and say it was about to what it is now.
Citrus, 10 seconds if you can, or 20 seconds.
I would say that this is life. We got to learn how to deal with it. Done.
I just think it's interesting because last year when we was talking about Carnival, there was a lot of kickback about how Carnival had changed and about how Carnival had taken in dancehall and Afro beats and so on and so forth. So it's just interesting hearing. It sort of sounds like we want to be able to say we can diversify some things, but not our own things. That's how it's sounding. And I don't think that's really, I agree with you. Change is inevitable, but it's sounding like we can diversify something else, but don't diversify our things.
I don't agree because Carnival's been diversified for how long ago?
Mm-hmm.
Before all these other places were diversified. It was probably the first thing to be diversified, to be fair, it was our thing from the very beginning. So to say that we don't want other things diversifying, other people, environments, whatever, diversifying our thing, when we've been at the forefront of that, I don't agree.
Final point. I'm just going on for the point of what we said in the podcast last year on Carnival. There was kickback about Carnival being not soca, and not only soca. There was issue about having dancehall. There was issue about having Afro beats there. So it's just for me. It's just an interesting take on the whole on diversified things. It's interesting.
Find a clip.
Yeah, so you can go back and look at it and see the points.
Indeed.
And Citrus is right. Carnival, not predominantly. The rules of Carnival is that you're not supposed to play any other type of music on the road apart from soca music.
On the road.
On the road. The little ghetto stores and Rain's Corner is
What? That's not a part of Caribbean culture. It's near the time.
Sound system.
Come on, bro.